Hello everyone, Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to New World, and today I wanted to bring you guys a bit of an update as to how my personal journey into a tournament has been going so far. I'm currently sitting at around 40 hours of gameplay and my character is level 26. And I know that you can get to higher levels a lot faster than what I'm doing, but I'm taking my sweet time with the game like I said in previous videos. I'm going to be taking this game at a very chill pace. I'm no rush to get to level 60 because I don't even know what's waiting for me at level 60, but I imagine a lot of players are going to get there and then they're going to be like, oh man, game has no content. When in reality, like, there's still plenty of content for me to explore that is not necessarily at max level. I've been gathering, crafting, learning how to craft different things and the intricacies of how a lot of the crafting professions kind of work together. And at the same time, I've also been doing a little bit of fishing, even though I need to do more fishing. But because of the fact that I've been streaming a lot of the time that I've been playing, I don't want to like do a 4 to 5 hour stream of me just sitting there fishing. I don't think that's going to be particularly entertaining. But, you know, fishing is one of the things that I want to do more because I find it to be particularly fun. So today I have a lot of topics that I want to tackle in regards to New World, and the very first one has to be the queues, because obviously if you look into any of the discourse online around New World, you're gonna find someone complaining about queues, and this is justified. I'm not saying that people shouldn't complain about queues. You're 100% right to complain about queues, and I've seen some people go like, oh, but you know, it's an MMO, this is to be expected. It's like, look, listen, it doesn't matter if you paid 10 euros for a game or $10 for a game or $40 for a game. It doesn't matter. Okay, if you've paid money for a game, you should be able to play that game, and nobody likes sitting in queue for a long period of time. As a matter of fact, just yesterday I did the Monster Hunter event live stream, and immediately after I just wasn't able to log back into the game anymore. Like, that was it. I was done. I couldn't play the game anymore yesterday after doing the Monster Hunter live stream because quite simply I was stuck in a queue. And not only I was stuck in a queue, but the queue crashes out every now and then. I mean, it doesn't crash out of the game, but like it tells you, oh, too many requests, invalid exception, whatever. And I've seen the solutions. People are like, oh, but you hit the OK button and then don't touch it and it resumes. No, in my case, it would still give me like more exceptions after that one. And I was basically not able to get back into the game. And so it's like, I understand the position that people are in when it comes to queues, is what I'm saying. Now, I've also seen a lot of people coming into my streams and asking, oh man, I want to get into this game, but the queue situation is a serious problem. And I want people to understand one thing, and that is, right now, the queue situation is a problem for people that have invested a significant amount of time into their characters. People like me. Like, I have 40 hours into my character. I'm not really willing to re-roll on another server. Like, I've put that hypothesis yesterday when I wasn't able to log in, but most likely I'm not going to be doing that. There's a number of reasons, we'll talk more about them, but let me just explain this queue problem. So there were a certain number of servers available to us when we started playing the game. We jumped into those servers, we started working on our character, and we started having fun, naturally. And then we spent a bunch of time in these characters, and now the servers have gotten progressively more and more full of people, and the queues have progressively grown more and more. And now we can't access our characters unless we wake up like super early or something like that. But like if you're trying to log in after, I don't know, 3 p.m. British Standard Time on my server, which is the NAV server, you're screwed. Like, forget about it. You're just not playing the game, period, because of the constant, you know, getting disconnected from queue and whatnot. So this problem exists for people that started playing day one. So if you were to start playing the game right now, and I'm not saying that you should, I mean, I leave this to your own decisions. Like, if you're enjoying the gameplay that you're watching, maybe you'll enjoy the game, but like, you have to make that own decision for yourself, because I'm not at end game yet. I cannot give you a recommendation or not. I can give you a couple of thoughts in a few seconds here, but basically, if you start playing the game right now, there's actually a lot of servers that have low population. So you most likely should be able to just log in and start playing the game, so long as you choose one of the low population servers. But the rest of us who started playing day one, and you know, we have invested a significant amount of time in our character, we're locked out of our characters through the queues, and there's not a whole lot we can really do about it other than just re-rolling on a different server, which, like I said, at this point, I'm not going to be doing. But basically, just to explain, like, if you wanted to play right now and you don't have a character created, you should be able to just log in, and play the game because there's plenty of low population servers. Although, who knows what this weekend's going to bring. We'll see if those servers remain at low population. And I'll probably give you guys an update on Monday or something like that because I want to see what the server traffic is going to be like during this weekend. This is the first weekend after launch, and I expect the servers to be getting hit even harder than during the week, and that is going to give us a much better look as to how the servers are going to be. And I think this is also one of the reasons why Amazon is waiting until next week to give everyone free transfers, because I think they want to analyze what the server population is going to look like during the weekend. They want to monitor which servers are getting hit the hardest to try and prevent people to transfer into those servers. Like, they most likely don't want people to transfer into a server that is already getting slammed mega hardcore. Like, I don't think they should allow transfers to my server because my server is like super full at all times. And to be honest, I myself, when servers show up, I want to transfer out of my server because the queues are too high. There's a lot of people that are already like level 50, 60, and I want to transfer to a more chill server where people are taking their time exploring the world and not just like, let's go mega try hard, super fast, go, 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 right? So I myself am most likely going to be transferring out of Nav to another server, which I will pick whenever the server transfer comes around, and I'll see which servers have a lower population because I definitely want to transfer to a lower population server. But that is just to let everybody know, like, if you have a character, stay tuned because next week free transfers are going to show up and you're going to be able to transfer out of your server into a lower population server and continue playing the game. Now, if you have friends in your server, that's going to be more complicated. You're going to have to organize with your friends and decide, hey, do we want to take the chance and have to deal with these queues, or do we want to like swap to a different server that hopefully has a lower population and is not going to have this problem? But anyways, that is the queue situation right now. And like I said, this is potentially one of the biggest problems in the game because once you actually log in, once you actually get into the servers have been pretty much super stable. Like, I've had no disconnects apart from like one stream where I had a disconnect where I think I tried chopping down a tree that was glitched or something. But besides that, there's no disconnects unless they're doing maintenance on the servers, which is usually announced ahead of time, and you'll be able to say, okay, this is a maintenance, I'm going to get disconnected. Because once you log in, like, to give you an idea, right now I'm logged into the game, and I've been logged in for over 12 hours straight. I haven't been playing for 12 hours straight, but I've been logged into the servers 12 hours straight. And, you know, that's not necessarily a good thing. Because there's people trying to get into the server, and I've been preventing the server from going AFK and kicking me out of the server, which kind of sucks. But, you know, I'm trying to create some content here. But ultimately, that's kind of like how that situation is. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about my thoughts on the game, because everybody's always asking me, Rurikhan, is this game worth it? Is this game worth it? And even though I can't give you a recommendation yet, because again, I don't know what's expecting to me at level 60, and I don't know what exactly people are expecting to get out of this game, because let me tell you right from the get-go, this game is not going to be for everyone. It's just one of those games that is not for everyone. Very much, in my mind, one of the things that I like to compare this to is Elite Dangerous. Now, you guys are like, what the hell? It's a spaceship simulator game. You're going to compare it to New World? Yes, because in a lot of ways, both of these games are sandbox games. What does that mean? That means that you have to make your own fun in these games. And if you're not someone who can make your own fun in the game, like set your own goals, decide the things that you want to chase, then this game is not going to be for you. Because, you know, sure, you can do the main story quest line and do a couple of side quests here and there. The story hasn't really grabbed me, and I'm 40 hours in. Like, I don't really care that much about the story. Like, I know that so far the story has been about, oh, you're becoming a soul warden and you're gonna save everybody, and it's like, yeah, whatever, just let me go chop my next tree or mine my next node because I want to go craft something new. So where does that leave us? Basically, if you're someone that enjoys sandbox experiences and the gameplay looks like it'll be up your alley, you might enjoy the game. On the other hand, if you're not that much into sandbox experiences, or if the gameplay doesn't seem up your alley, then most likely you should steer clear of it, no matter how much the hype tells you otherwise. Because I know that the hype is super high right now. There's a ton of people playing the game, particularly because, you know, it's $40 instead of the usual $60. There's no monthly fee. So far, there really isn't anything anti-consumer in the game. As a matter of fact, quite the opposite. I was super surprised at how cool they are about your inventory, because a lot of these MMO games, whenever they don't have a subscription fee, they try to make inventory management a complete pain in the neck. I'm looking at you, Elder Scrolls Online. Like, seriously, managing your inventory in Elder Scrolls Online is so bad that after a while I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to do crafting in this game because I don't have enough slots in my bank. And in here, it's like you have so much storage space everywhere that it actually feels pretty good to just like, oh, I'm going to store all this stuff and then do all of these different crafting things, at least so far at this point. Who knows if they're going to change it in the future? I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this studio because there's not that much of a track record to look for because they canceled all of their previous games that they made. So, you know, I'm hoping they don't cancel this one because I'm enjoying it right now. But, you know, ultimately, this is kind of the only thing that I can say in terms of a recommendation at this point. Is like, do you like Sandbox? You might like this. Do you not like Sandbox? You're definitely not going to like it. Another thing that I see people talking about in this game is the crafting balance. I've seen a couple of comments in my comment section where people are like, oh man, crafting in the game is actually really hard. Takes a lot of effort to craft when you can just like go get items by doing combat. And it's like, yes, the difference is when you're doing combat, the items that you get are random. When you're crafting, you can very specifically target the things that you want, which I think ultimately is going to make crafting the superior experience. And it might as well be because it's going to take a long time for you to really, you know, master your crafting stuff. I mean, depending on how good you are at, you know, gathering and optimizing roots and whatnot. I'm terrible at that stuff, which is why it's taken me so long to level it, but I'm still enjoying the journey, which I think is more important. Now, another thing that I would like to bring up is the fact that I swapped to healer. Now, usually at MMOs, I always play a tank as my main, but I don't know. There's something about tanking in this game that has been a bit of a turnoff for me because the sword and shield combat is not really gripping me as much as I would like. And I don't know how viable it is to tank with other weapons. I haven't really experimented too much with it. I know that there are other weapons where you can slot in the taunt gem, which the fact that if you want to be a tank, you somehow need to have a taunt gem, I think it's ridiculous because none of the other professions need like a special gem to be able to do their role in combat. Like DPSers, sure, you can get a gem to deal more damage, but you can still deal damage without a gem. Healers, you can get a gem to do more heals, but you can still heal without a gem. Tanks, you can't tank without a tanking gem. You can't do it. Okay, you're not going to be able to. Even in the very most basic first dungeon, you're not going to generate enough aggro to keep mobs away from the rest of your party. So that is actually something that bothered me from the beginning. But even that, like, I can overcome that, and it's not really a big deal. It's just the combat of sword and shield. I don't know. It feels too vanilla. It doesn't feel as engaging as like combat with a hammer or an axe. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to swap, and I created the build. This is one of the fun parts, right? When you're playing a new MMO, you get to choose, oh, I'm going to make a crazy build. Who knows if it's going to work? Nobody really knows the meta yet. At least I don't think people know the meta yet. Maybe they do from the betas, but they changed a lot of stuff from the betas, I think, in terms of like numbers and whatnot. So my experiment has basically been, I'm making the Runesmith. And this is basically a healer with a hammer. And you can basically slot like a special gem into any weapon that makes it scale off of a different stat. So the main stat of the healers is focus. So what I did is I slot a gem into a hammer that makes the hammer now scale off of focus. And you can do this for pretty much anything. So basically my hammer now deals as much damage as if I was heavily invested into strength, even though all of my stats are into focus, which I find pretty funny. And on top of it, the hammer has a lot of skills that are kind of like crowd control-y, pushing mobs around and whatnot, which helps if you're a healer in the back line and you get mobs coming at you, you can just like push them towards the tank again. And that is a very interesting synergy between the hammer and the life staff. Again, I don't know if this is meta or if it's not, but right now it's actually been really fun. And I think that healing is also a lot of fun in New World. Whether or not I'm going to stick with healing or eventually go back to tanking, I don't know. I've heard rumors that there's another weapon coming, which is the Mason Shield. Maybe I'll give it another shot then. But for now, I'm going to stick with healing because I feel like I'm actually tankier as a healer in light armor than a tank in heavy armor because I just heal myself. It's not even a problem. I'm so tanky. I'm even considering just like, oh, maybe I'll just put... No, I was going to say put like a carnelian gem or whatever it is, a taunt gem on my healer. That's probably not going to work unless you use heavy armor, which right now I'm using light armor for dodging because that's kind of like the way that you balance things in this game, right? If you do heavy armor, you're expected to block. If you do medium armor, then you can block or dodge. And if you do light armor, you're expected to dodge, which I actually think is a neat little balance. You can still be like, you know, a healer in full heavy armor if you want to, except you're going to be blocking instead of dodging. You know, it's just different play styles. And personally, right now, I like the dodging a little bit more because I can, you know, I can kite stuff. I can do all of these different things. And healing's actually been pretty fun. And finally, I wanted to talk about expeditions, which is something that, as you guys know, when it comes to MMOs, one of my favorite things is like 5-man content, like so the 5-man dungeons of World of Warcraft, Mythic Plus, or even the 4-man dungeons of Final Fantasy XIV. I just like, you know, dungeon crawling, basically. And so I didn't have a chance to do any of these expeditions on the betas. And this time I actually got to finally engage with these expeditions. Now the footage that I have for you guys is not the best because I just joined the random party and there's a dude in there who's like level 45 just rocking everything. And apparently he invited like 3 or 4 healers. So there's just a bunch of heals flying off in this group. This is not what you would expect. But I found healing very satisfying and I found the expedition pretty fun. Emerine expedition is a lot of fun. One of the things that bothers me though is that they put some resource nodes inside this this dungeon. I don't know if they do that for all of the expeditions or not, but resource nodes inside an expedition are kind of lame because only one player can get the node. So what do you think? That's going to promote teamwork? Of course not. Everybody's going to be trying to get the node the second they can. They're going to jump in there. It's like, ooh, special node. I'm going to like not even do what I'm supposed to be doing, which is either dealing damage, tanking, or whatever, and I'm going to go get this node. I really didn't like that aspect of it. Sure, the loot is fun, and there's tons and tons of loot that you can get on this expedition. I'm not sure what the level 60 expeditions are looking like, but on Emerine, like, there's so many loot drops that a lot of times I'll be at like, I don't know, a little bit below the weight limit, the half of the weight limit of my character, the amount of stuff I can carry in my inventory, and I'll have to like break items down during the dungeon because I'm picking up so much friggin' loot. So yeah, expeditions are pretty fun, and I think expeditions is going to be something that's going to keep me coming back to this game for a good long while. But yeah, so far so good. I plan on still streaming it some more, so long as you guys are still showing interest and showing up for the live streams. But for this video, that's going to be it. Those are kind of like my updated thoughts. Also, the stuff about the queues, server transfers, and all of that jazz. Let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comment section down below. Are you guys playing? Are you planning on playing? Let me know in the comment section. Also, don't make new characters on my server. I know that a lot of people are looking to play with me and you're like, oh, Rurikhan, you're in the NAV server. I'm going to join you in the NAV server. Be aware, I'm going to get the hell out of NAV server as fast as I possibly can. Like the second they give me that free transfer, I'm out. Okay, I'll let you guys know which server I'm going to be moving to, but don't be sitting in queues because you want to play with me, okay? Don't do it. Seriously, don't do it for yourself. If you have a character in Nav and it's like below level 10, re-roll. Just re-roll someplace else, level up your character, and then when they give you the free server transfer, I'll let everybody know where I'm going to be if you want to join me in a different server. And I might even make just like a company, a brand new company for us. And if I do, it's going to be a Marauder company. So be prepared for that because I'm going to play Marauder. I don't care what. I'm just going to be playing Marauder no matter what the server balance is. Like right now, the server balance on my server is actually atrocious, as you guys are probably aware. But yeah, that's kind of like the update on New World. I'll let you guys know more stuff when it becomes relevant. But for now, that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep your shields up, Iron Breakers. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.